The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon
Dirty.
And we got a special guest on the show today. The very funny, the very talented, the very beautiful Kiana Dancie is in the, well, not quite in the building, but in the house. What's happening?
I'm in the house. Hey. And look.
Right.
Wait a minute. What you not going to do is drop V. I'm the Kiana Dancie in the building. Yes, I am here.
The Kiana Dancie is in the building. What's happening?
Well, what's up?
Chilling. I'm glad you stole a moment to sit down with us and kick it for a minute. I've been wanting to get you on the show.
I'm gonna write you. Yes, I was gonna say that. I'm gonna write you an IOU as soon as I get this last second shot in me. I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna pull up on you, but I can't come in there if y'all don't have no vittles. You gotta feed the pretty girl.
Oh, we got it. We got you. We got a green room and everything.
Okay, come on, cream room.
So we got you covered. You know, when you free and clear, you got to come in. You got to come to the WadeWorksStudios.
Yes, sir. And y'all in College Park now. I mean, that's over there.
So what you saying? Hold up, though.
I ain't saying nothing other than what I said. Y'all far.
Okay. I can respect that. Well, let's back it up a little bit because I kind of met you officially and unofficially at the same time at the Atlanta Comedy Theater a few years back, in fact. And I said to you, I wanted to get you on the show. And I can't remember exactly what happened, but then you ended up landing a seat on the Sister Circle. And so I was like, okay, well, there go my chances. She big time now. She ain't got time for us.
I was big time then. I was big time before Sister Circle, but I wasn't acting funny. Look, I was acting. Listen, let me shut up and let you do your job. Okay.
No.
I didn't change. I'm still the same person.
No, I didn't say you were acting big time. I was just saying since then you probably, I was like, in other words, gotten way too busy for these small time guys that I was like, all right, well, she ain't gonna want to do this show. But I'm glad you did. I'm glad you here now.
Yeah,
but
look, we all building the empire, so I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. So now let's back it up a little bit. You are Atlanta raised, but you are Cleveland, Ohio born. Am I correct?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. I moved to Atlanta when I was 8 years old. Atlanta has had so much to do with my upbringing. Like I remember old Atlanta. This new Atlanta, I don't know who. I don't know who these people are, but I low key want them to go back to where they came from. You know what I'm saying? I remember Atlanta.
Okay, now, and remembering old school Atlanta. At what point? Because I'm new, but I've been here a while. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when Cheshire Bridge was the place to go to the clubs. When 112 closed at 7 a.m. in the morning. When you used to go to the East Side for the gate. Like when I've been look, I'm saved, but I had some troubles in my life.
Right.
So my thing is, when I was in the club like 13, 14 years old, I was using my mom's ID to kick it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But of course, all of my cousins were much older than me, so I wasn't just out by myself. It's interesting. My situation is very strange. It's interesting because I was the youngest of all of my oldest cousins, but the oldest of all of my youngest cousins. So I didn't hang out with my cousins who were my age. I hung out with my cousins who were much older than me. So to do that, I had to get some ID. I was like, Mommy, let me hold this ID.
Wow.
Yes.
So now did she know what you were using the ID for? Or she thought you were just.
Nah, she knew. My mother knew, but I wasn't by myself, so she didn't care. It didn't matter to her. I was with my cousins, so it was cool.
Okay. So, but was it family that relocated here, or did you come here to move with family, or from Cleveland?
No, yes and no. I moved with my mom. So my mother moved here from Cleveland, Ohio, seeking, better opportunities. Atlanta is the land of milk and honey.
Yeah,
if you have it in you at all to be anything, you can get it done here in Atlanta. And so my mother, she actually read an article about Monica Kaufman, and I think it was Ebony or Essence magazine. And she was like, well, if that Black woman is doing it, I can too. So my mother packed her bags. She came down here on vacation, got things situated, and then a couple months later, packed me up, and we were moving to Atlanta.
Wow. Well, that's cool. Well, so I'm from DC. I grew up. I was born on one street, but I claim another street that I was raised on. So is that how you do with Atlanta? Do you even talk about Cleveland in that kind of way, or is it all Atlanta?
It's all Atlanta. If you take me back to Cleveland, honey, I'm clutching my pearls. I don't even know. All I know is family. I'm like, oh Lord. But what? I don't know nothing about Cleveland. I mean, but at the end of the day, Cleveland still flow through my blood. You know what I mean? If you meet anybody from Cleveland, we don't play. But I always say I'm a Georgia girl with a Texas heart. I lived in Texas for many years. I love Texas. I love how they do things in Texas. I love the men in Texas. I love the people of Texas. So Cleveland, it produced me. Well, I would say it. I was born there. You know what I'm saying? I grew up. I didn't grow up there, so I'm definitely a Georgia girl. Okay.
So when did the Kiana Dancie discover her funny? When did that happen? Because I heard a story, and I don't know if this is when it began, or I believe this is when it began. But when did you know you were funny? But I heard a story about you being in line to get a book signed by Monique or something like that.
Yes. It's funny because I've always been an entertaining person. As a child, I balleted, I played chess, I was tap dance, I was an acting troupe. So I've always been in the industry within certain ways. I was a catalog girl. I was in, when I say catalog, like JCPenney's and Sears. When you used to go to the magazine.
Yeah.
So my mom has always kept me very active, but I found, and honestly, my stand-up came from my many breakups. I was with my ex-boyfriend from 19 years old to 29 years old.
Wow.
And we would break up, and I would tell my girlfriends my stories. And my girlfriend, shout out to Demetria Caston, she would say, "Girl, when I tell you these stories are so funny, you got to put them on stage." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "So you want to laugh at my misery?"
Right.
She dared me, so she dared me to do stand-up, and I actually did. I went to do open mic in Houston, Texas at this place called Laugh Stop, and I killed it. Didn't have no material, but I just stood up there and told my story, my truth, and that's what it was. Now, that was just, it started with the fact that she pushed me, but you're right. I was in line at the Improv in Houston, Texas, and I was getting a book sign, getting Monique's book signed. I was there to see her, had never been on stage before, and I was making everybody around me laugh, and she was like, have you ever been on stage before? And I was like, no. And she was like, you mean to tell me you making all these people laugh at my show and my line, and you've never been on stage? I was like, no. And she said, well, the next time I see you, I want you to have told me that you've been on stage. She gave me her phone number. And I went on stage, but the next time I seen her, I actually opened for her at the Houston Arena. And she remembered me, but it was just funny because I would have never done it had it not been for her or my friend.
Right. Now, when you saw her, then when you actually, or after you've done the stand-up, was it well received? Did she remember? Did you say to her, "Hey, I did it,"
She remembered who I was. She actually watched me too. She was, I don't know about receptive, but she definitely acknowledged that I was funny. I mean, she didn't deny the fact that I was there, nor did she kick me off the show. Yeah.
Right. Now you just mentioned a 10-year relationship, which did not lead or end in marriage. Was this not a favorable kind of relationship? Was it that's a long time, 10 years.
Wait. So at some point, did y'all live together?
Okay, so look, first of all, y'all getting all in my business, but let me go ahead and break it down. So the man proposed to me multiple times. But I said no. Okay. And the reason why I said no is because, first of all, we were young, and he had children. And this is what I've always been. I've been a very smart girl, and I knew that if you weren't able to fully take care of your kids, you weren't fully able to take care of no wife.
Okay.
I loved him for who he was and what he brought to the table, but he didn't have enough to put on that table. Like, he had a table with 2 legs, but we needed 4.
Right.
um,
That's funny.
Keeping it real, but then he proposed, and I had enough sense to know, I needed more. And as much as I poured into him, and don't get me wrong, I was in this relationship with him for a number of reasons. For starters, I loved him. And me being young, I didn't know that loving someone is not the only reason why you stay in a relationship. A man has to bring something to the table. He has to provide. Now, we're not talking about what a woman brings. We talk about the man, so don't bring it up. So I'm saying, as a man, as my man, he needed to be able to provide, protect, and cover. And he was a young man who had not necessarily been held to that accountability or even been pressed with that type of responsibility. And don't get me wrong, I cared for him. I loved him. He was an athlete. So I saw a lot of potential in him. But as I was building my empire, he was still spinning in the same space.
Gotcha.
So and it wasn't like I just sat there. We were together off and on. We broke up. Hence the many times I had great stories to tell. We went to jail together because we fought. I burned his clothes.
Well, that's love right there.
In the lake. That's love, honey. So I was crazy in love, but I wasn't done. I love myself more. And the lesson I learned from that is this: I was so busy looking backwards at how much time that I spent with him, I forgot to turn around and look forward at how much time I was going to waste with him. So it's important that you understand as a woman. At 19 years old, there were so many things about myself I didn't understand and I did not know. But as I was coming into my 30s, I realized he's not the man for me, no matter how much time I spent. So quite often we spend a lot of time feeling some kind of way about, this relationship didn't turn to marriage. Don't get me wrong. Women, we all want, and even men, we all want the champion ring. We all want the trophy. But if the ring comes from a team that everybody on the bench and you the only star player, when do you win?
I feel you.
So to this day, I have no regrets. I learned so much about myself being in that relationship. I learned so much about what I expect a man to do and to be to me. And, and then there was another thing he had to learn and he had to grow. And to this day, if you were to meet him and speak to him, because we do speak on occasion, he would tell you, and I'm sure his fiance might be mad if she hear this, honey. I've never been with a woman like you. And I know he has never been with a woman like me. I always say that I'm the training camp. You come to me, you gonna learn something. You know what I'm saying? You gonna learn something.
Right. Wow. So when did you? Because you went out to LA for a minute. Was that in pursuit of Hollywood or the stardom?
Absolutely. So when I used to work for Samsung, I worked for Samsung Telecommunications. I was a regional manager for them, and I was working in Houston. I got laid off. Basically, I had started doing stand up full time, low key, moonlighting.
Right.
And my boss has called me. He was like, "Hey, somebody said they see you on TV." I was like, "Nobody see me on TV." It was like, "We see you." Maybe that man sent me a picture of me on TV. I said, "Well, I guess that is me."
Wow.
So, so then they were starting to having to lay people off. And he had to lay 15% of the team off. And he laid me off because, one, I was the youngest on the team.
Okay.
2, he felt like I had something else going on the side and I would be okay, which he was right. So when he laid me off, I had an amazing package. I packed up my stuff. I moved to LA. But here's the tea. You want it?
Absolutely.
My ex, at the time, my dude who I was with, the 10-year relationship, he was living with me in my house that I bought. Mind you, I bought the house by myself, had a brand new BMW, all while he was spinning his wheels trying to figure his little life out.
Wow.
So in the midst of that relationship, I was building my empire. Ladies, hear me clearly. Just because you with a man, your progress don't stop. If he's not trying to help, you should, in a relationship, you should be building this empire together. But if he is not helping you, one, that's not the man for you. But two, if he's not helping you, baby, you still got to do you. Because with or without that man, you still got to be a queen. Because you still gonna reign in your kingdom. You're just waiting on your king to take his rightful side, his position next to you. So when I got laid off, I had a house, I had a brand new BMW. I packed up my bags and I told him, I said, hey, I'm being laid off from my job. I'm moving to LA. I'm gonna give you 60 days to figure out what you're gonna do, because what I'm not gonna do is sit here. I left him and one of my good girlfriends living in that house. Now, the girlfriend that I left in the house, she was a lesbian. So if they had any dealings, that was quite interesting. Basically, it would have been man and man. But they lived in the house together, and I gave them 60 days to get their life together. And in 60 days, I said, I'm coming back. I'm gonna move. Both of you people got to be out of my house because I'm gonna rent it.
Wow. And
yeah, I moved to LA, had an amazing experience in LA. LA wasn't exactly, it wasn't exactly what I don't know if I want to say needed, or who knows, but I ended up getting cast on a project here in Atlanta with Lifetime. And so I ended up coming back to Atlanta. I didn't even really give, in my opinion, LA a fair shot. Just because I got called to Atlanta so quickly for a project here. And so I ended up coming to Atlanta before, I really could take roots in LA. But I was in LA back and forth for about 5 to 6 months. And it's crazy. I say this all the time. I still live in LA. I believe you live wherever you still got a panty drawer. I still got panties in LA. I live in LA, I live in Houston, I live in Atlanta, I live in New York, I live in Cleveland. Mess around, I'm gonna be at Chicago. If I leave a pair of panties in your house, we go together, and this is my house.
and I live here.
I live here.
Hey, Kiana.
Yes, sir.
Hey, did you ever find out who snitched on you?
On what part?
At your Samsung job.
You know what? You're right. So no, I didn't. But it wasn't like I was hiding it. But my boss was a brother, so it was TV One. So it was very easy for him to just one night be watching TV One. Hey, they still play Who's Got Jokes on TV, and so I wasn't surprised. But it was funny because I had like a low key crush on my boss, and I was like, "Well, since you firing me, can we date? Because I'm trying to get rid of this dude in my house right now."
On to the next.
On to the next. Right.
That's
right.
funny. Now, at some point, you I'm trying to move in order here, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to jump all out. You did a reality show that you said didn't come out.
Yeah, I produced a reality show called Pretty Funny. It was about 5 pretty females. Honestly, I'll tell you, quite often I've been referred to as pretty funny, and it's not about how I look. It's always how guys kind of like, oh man, I didn't know you was a comedian. Dang, you pretty funny. It's not about how I look, but it's just the words they chose to describe my comedy.
Right.
So and quite often people believe to be a stand-up comedian, you can't be attractive, which we know to not be true. We know Samora is attractive. We know that Kiana Dancie is attractive. There's a lot of amazing and beautiful women who are also funny. Ada Rodriguez, who are in the industry, people you may have never even heard of before. So in my opinion, I was trying to give us an opportunity to, a fair shot. It's not just about us being funny, but we're also attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And, I had a whole conversation. My company was signed with a production company. We pitched to multiple television shows, BET, WeTV. WeTV really, really loved it. One of the things that I'll tell you that I learned from that, you never send, and pardon me if y'all listening, you never send a white boy to pitch an all-black female show. I don't care who it is and how it goes down. I sent them in there to pitch my show. What should have happened was I or all of us should have been in that room.
Should have been in that room. Show. Yeah.
Should have been in that room, because there's no way you can tell me you love us on paper, and then when I send the white man in there, you don't love us no more. So for moving forward, anytime you have anything with your name and your face, you be in the room, you speak for you, you sell you, because no one can sell you like you can sell yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, I heard you say look pretty and act funny.
Look pretty and act funny. I mean, And it could be, be pretty and be funny, whichever. Because I'm both. I'm funny, and I consider myself attractive, even with whatever is industry perceives as flaws. At the end of the day, I'm very comfortable in my skin, and I love who I am, and that's my goal. I believe that people should just love who they are, and if you don't love who you are, honey, do what you can. Get on the treadmill, if you got a crooked eye, fix it. Your teeth ain't right, fix them. If your edges ain't grown in, girl, they sell edges down to the mall. Go get you some edges. You know what I'm saying? Dudes these days got pecs, abs, new wigs, and everything. So do what you got to do to make you feel better about you, but do it for you, not nobody else.
But speaking of that, let's talk about Atlanta Plastic.
Yes.
That's about 2015, somewhere around that time. 2016.
Yes. So I got my eyes done, the bags under my eyes, and it's funny because my father, I inherited those bags from my father. My father had bags under his eyes, and I used to always tell him, I said, Daddy, if you're gonna give me some bags, at least make them designer. Don't give me these bags under my eyes.
Right.
But I learned a lot about myself while I was healing from that surgery, because we all as people, we carry a lot of baggage. And the thing about that is we have to make a decision whether or not we're going to let that baggage hinder us. If you're going to allow that baggage to hinder you, well, that is your fault. You have to make a decision whether you're going to be happy. Drop that bag, drop those bags. Because at the end of the day, we all been through some things. We all been through some stuff. But how are you going to allow that to hinder you in your progress?
Yeah.
It's a decision.
So, but how did you go about becoming a part of that show that I guess it would be considered a reality show?
Yeah, it was a reality show about, I think, 4 or 5 African American plastic surgeons here in Atlanta, and they knew they called me, they were looking for a big person.
Oh, you're kind of breaking up.
She just walked into somewhere.
She went in some place. If you can hear me, we lost you. We lost the signal. You may have to back up a little bit, go back in the other direction. Still no? No, still.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can hear you fine. You never know how, the little tweaks that you can make to make yourself feel better about yourself, give you better, self-esteem. And, because I love me, but, honey, I love me looking fresh and look like I done rested.
Right. I feel you. So that prompted a book.
It did. The book is called Bye Bye Bags, Laughing to Lighten the Load. And the reason why I wrote that book is because I really wanted to, as I was laying there healing from the outside, I wanted to heal on the inside. And as I stated, we all have been through some things. I'm a child molestation survivor. I didn't let that hinder me as a woman. I'm very sexual. My thing is, and I said that to say, sometimes as a depending on how you were introduced to sex, it can cause some hangups. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether you're a man or a woman. And my mother had enough sense to put me in counseling so that she knew that one day I would grow up and be a girlfriend or wife. She wanted me to be normal and to not have any hangups or hiccups when it came to sex. So I'm very grateful that my mother had enough sense to put me in counseling. As Black people, we tend to turn our nose up at counseling. We tend to feel like, oh, you getting counseling, you got therapy. Yeah, we all need it. Every Black person on the planet needs counseling because we
absolutely.
We are still carrying our baggage from being slaves. Even though we weren't enslaved to a certain extent, our psyche, we're still enslaved. So the book talks about how I use laughter to heal myself whole. And when I tell you, sometimes you just, it ain't no answer and it don't make no sense, but sometimes you just need to drop your bags and laugh at it, all the drama you've been through, all the stuff people trying to, every time somebody come to you, try to give you that extra baggage, boo, back up.
Exactly.
Not today. Not today.
They say laughter is the best medicine.
Absolutely.
You hold a real estate license in 2 states?
Yeah, so all my tea. So my license are actually inactive because when I was on the show, I just didn't have time to go renew the license.
Gotcha.
But if anybody ever need a real estate agent, my mom is an agent. Denise Dancie, you can hit her up at ddancie at gmail.com. She'll sell you a house. Although I don't advise anyone to buy a house right now because this is a really bad time. But
right.
if you want to, you can.
You want to say something, Deke, about that?
No, she was right because I was talking to my uncle the other day, and he's in the business too. He said the exact same. Well, he's in the banking industry. He said the exact same thing. Kiana, hello.
Yes, sir.
So when things do get better, I can call you by the crib.
You sure can.
All right.
Sure can.
Now, what's up? You are a mogul because you said you're building your enterprise. You own two cell phone repair store shops.
So I own one. I own one cell phone repair store in Duluth, Georgia. The address is 2200 Duluth Highway. Yes, we're gonna drop this.
Plug it.
Yeah, 2200 Duluth Highway, Suite 102. I am. We used to own the Marietta location, but we no longer have that location anymore. After COVID, before COVID, it was just a lot to maintain both stores, and it was just overwhelming. But my mother and I, and my brother, of course, is my partners. But my mom and I are the only two Black women that owns within the company. We're literally, there's no other Black women that owns.
Wow.
Two single Black women. Yes.
Wow. Now, just sheesh. So how did y'all sneak into that industry then?
Well, both my mom and I worked for LG, and I worked for Samsung. So my mom and I both worked for in telecom, and so did my brother. He has a tech background. So it was a situation where my mom had back surgery, and we were all looking for something to do. My mother didn't really want to go back to work, so she was like, "I don't want to go work for anybody else." So we were looking at different things. We were just trying to figure out, what can we do and how can we put our money away to work for us. So then that's what happened. We did some research, and long story short, we came up with the CPR cell phone repair store. And, I'm always breaking my phone. I broke my phone one time, 4 times in 1 year.
Wow.
And, yes. And I have a Samsung, so that's easily $350 a pop. And it was a wrap. I was just like, I ain't doing this no more. So I'm going to bought into the company. And of course, when I break my phone, I fix it.
Okay. That's what's up. So y'all, if y'all need your cell phones repaired and all that kind of stuff, it's called CPR, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes, it's called CPR, and we're in Duluth, Georgia. The address is 2200 Duluth Highway, Suite 102, Duluth, Georgia. The phone number is 678-691-8787. Come on through. We fix everything: cell phones, laptops, computers, droids, and drones. We fix everything.
Oh, that's what's up. I might have to pull up. I got a laptop I can't get into no more. Can y'all crack those? Can you figure out how to get into a laptop that won't charge up or whatever?
Yeah, we can. It's probably the battery, or
I don't know if it's the battery or not. I just
swipe it clean, but we definitely can get done.
Okay. 7 recipes for a single woman. You being single after that 10-year relationship, and you out here running around ripping stages and running businesses and buying and selling houses. What are the 7 recipes for a single woman?
You know what? I just want women to remember this. Being single is not a curse. Just because you're single does not mean you're less than, you're unworthy, you're not capable, you're not able. There is nothing wrong with you. What you do while you're single is to become a better you. That's what you should be doing. You should be focusing on becoming a better you. Whether you learn how to cook, whether you learn how to pick up a skill, lay tile, whatever you do, but you figure out something else to do to make you a better you. And I want people to realize that, and this goes for men. Oftentimes people always have a different, not have an opinion, or they're looking down their nose at you because you don't have anyone. A lot of times when you see these women with men, you never know what they've been through. You don't know what kind of relationship they have. You say relationship goals. You don't know if that man is beating on her. You don't know if that lady is not cooking for that man. You don't know. So don't settle just to be in a relationship. What you do is, while you're not in a relationship, work on you and make you a better you. And you will attract a better person to be around you, because the goal is to attract someone that you want to be with forever.
True that.
Somebody just because you want a man, or just because you want a woman.
Right. So do you advise becoming the person that you want to have in a relationship?
I definitely do. I do, but I also believe that, in yin and yang, two
Right.
people can't be the same. You know what I'm saying?
True,
Like,
true.
a couple of months ago, there was this big thing about, it was a female comedian who said, "You want this and you not that." Here's the thing. I don't want someone who, and follow me when I say this.
Hmm.
I'm strong, but I want someone stronger. I don't want somebody necessarily on the same level as me. I want somebody ahead of me. Yes, if I don't work out, I want somebody to work out. And you have to be equally yoked. Don't get me wrong. You
Yeah,
do have
yeah.
to have some things in common. Don't get me wrong. But it's also important that you find someone that you respect and that you admire, and you want to become better because you want to be better for that person, but you also want to be better for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Heavy on the respect too.
Will you say, Deke?
So heavy on the respect too. That's
Yeah.
a big thing too.
About your history.
Oh, okay. So I just walked into my appointment.
No, I understand. All right, so we ain't gonna hold you much longer. Let's a few more questions and we'll let you go handle your biz. Sister Circle, how did that come about?
Sister Circle, they saw me on at the comedy club actually, and they loved me. And it was one of those things where I didn't go look for it; it came looking for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an amazing experience. I really, really appreciated it. I'm working on a project right now that's just with me. I can't disclose it all right now, but it's definitely going to be an amazing opportunity.
That's what's up. And so and also you have a comedy CD. Do we call them comedy CDs now still? What do we call them?
Yes, we do. We do call them comedy CDs, comedy records, albums. I'm in the process of working on a whole new album. Some of the comedy that I used to do, I'm taking a turn. There's going to be some changes. I'm still funny, but it's definitely going to be some changes in my comedy. And I'm excited to show that.
Is it going to become more introspective, like more about your personal life type of comedy feel? Hello? Not sure if we lost you, Miss Kiana. The Kiana Dancie.
I'm here.
Okay. Is the new project going to reflect more, or the new comedy going to reflect more about personal life with you?
Oh yeah, I'm always going to be authentic. I can't be anything but myself.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, well, I tell you what, because I know you got to go handle your business, and we don't want to hold up the line.
I know, and I'm so sorry. So if I can put a pin in this and we come back and connect it, I promise you, I'll give you everything I got, and I'll come on video, hair, makeup, and everything.
We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm definitely gonna hold you to it. But I certainly appreciate you taking the time, and giving us so that we can sit down and chat it up with you a little bit. Certainly appreciate it. Continue to be funny, continue to look pretty and act funny, and keep doing what you do. I love what you're doing. And I saw you in Sextuplets too. I just want you to know that.
I am so grateful for this opportunity to interview with you guys. I know that there's so many other people that would love to be in this position to talk to you guys. Thank you. I am blessed to even be wanted to be spoken to. I just want to say thank you. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. My Instagram is the same as everything else. It's KianaDancie. I have some amazing things happening. Please stay close and watch out for what I got going on.
Absolutely, we will. Well, go ahead and do your thing. The Kiana Dancie. Check her out on IG, Facebook, and everywhere else social. And she is funny, y'all. I'm not just saying that because she is funny, and that's why I chased her down to get her on the show. Do your thing, and we're gonna put a pin in it, and we're gonna get you back on the show at a later date.
Thank you.
All right, be blessed.
Bye, you too.
All right.
The G-Wade Podcast.
The G-Wade Podcast.
Bringing you the cool interviews,
the hot topics, and all that other crap.
The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.